is in the new format of the Europa League, Owen. The leaders of the group go straight through to the round of 16, and the team that finished second will have to play an extra playoff round. That means they could face a team that drops down from the Champions League. At this stage, that could potentially be Barcelona, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, AC Milan. There are some amazing top-level teams that could be in this competition in that round.
Yeah, and they'll probably play a lot better than they did here today. So, look, it's tough. It's really tough. Obviously, losing here against Real Sociedad put them under a lot of pressure. They have to find a way to go there and win. I think they won tonight 3-0 against Sheriff. They've been terrific in the group so far, Real Sociedad, but United need to go there and win and put on a big performance.
Eric, another tricky evening. Is the win the most important thing?
No. Football is about scoring goals, and we created so many chances, but ball we didn't net only one time, but it was enough for the win, and we're happy with that.
Missing a lot of chances, being more clinical, how do you make your team more clinical? Is there anything you can do, or is it just keep faith in the process?
They did, and that's why they score. And so I have to make the team a compliment, keep patient, keep coming in the right positions, keep creating chances. Didn't allow the opponent to come out, so I think they did well. Only one thing, and that's about football. You have to score, and that we did two less. I think this game had to be 3-4-0.
Is it a concern missing so many chances?
No, I know how football is, and we score already so many goals. In every game we score, and I have the faith we will continue that. We have scoring players. So I'm not concerning about this. I hope we save the goals for next week.
Fair enough. Particularly in the first half, it seemed United were quite sloppy in possession. A couple of Omonia chances came from giving the ball away in midfield. How do you tighten that up?
It was in the last 10 minutes. So we pointed that in halftime. Keep the focus. There's always when you play against an opponent who are that compact, so in the back, then you don't score, and you get impatient, and that is what we did. We run out of position, we're forcing, then I don't call it sloppy, but then you lose the ball, and then they can break, and that you have to avoid. And so there was only 10 minutes in the game, so once again I have to make the compliment to the team.
Is that the message at half-time, reinforcing not to force it, to remain patient?
No, we need speed of play high, and so we have keep the tempo on the ball, but also the movement. And once again, when you create against such compact opponent so many chances, that is well done from the team. But of course I had the preference to score more and to score earlier. That makes life easier.
With the win this evening, though, it keeps in this group alive. When we look back at this game, how big might that late goal be?
I don't know. We have to wait. We have still 2 games to go. So go from game to game. First we bury Europe. We're looking forward to Sunday, a big game. And we really have to prepare that well. And we have to get the energy for it.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Manchester United remains second in the group. And as things stand, United have kept their hopes alive of still topping this group. Remember, the reason that's so important is they would go straight through to the round of 16 if they finish top. If not, and they finish second in the group, they would face a team potentially that drops down from the Champions League. But they need to beat Sociedad in the final match of the group stages if they both win next week, in order to top the group. So we will have to wait and see what happens, but the group is certainly still alive for Manchester United. The match winner, Scott McTominay, has been talking to Danny Jameson. Let's hear from him now.
Scott, it took a long time coming, but finally got the breakthrough and a win that you really needed this evening.
Yeah, of course, we knew that going into the game now. They would be fired up. We know the manager well. Obviously, Neil is a great coach. We knew the way they would play. So, no games like this are going to be easy. Do you know what I mean? So for us, it's important that we dial into every game. And obviously, it's a squad game, like you see, with the lads who come off the bench against Everton, the game before that as well. And obviously tonight is what the manager wants. So yeah, everyone's pleased.
Did it feel like it wasn't going to come?
No, you have to be patient. You know, obviously Mark's had so many goal opportunities, and he's came at the end and said I could have been there all day and the ball wouldn't have gone in the net. He's done pretty much everything but score. But yeah, as I say, we hit the crossbar. Obviously with Casemiro, their goalkeeper, I've just seen him then was different class, to be fair to him. So no, fair play to them. They were different class, but I felt like we created enough chances in the game to score.
When you came on, what did the manager say to you? Was it go and score as a goal? You just watched it. It was a striker's finish from you.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of depth sagging deeper and deeper as the game goes on, so there's a lot of space towards the edge of the box, and obviously that was the place where we could exploit that. Obviously with shots at the edge of the box, I had 3, obviously one was not so good, and the other 2 were maybe a chance of going in.
What's it like in this situation where you're playing against a goalkeeper who's having the game of his life? What's it like going up against that?
Yeah, obviously I wasn't on the pitch for the majority of the game, but obviously watching he was outstanding. Sometimes you just think it's not going to be a day, but as I say, credit to the team. Now we've got a real good team spirit within the group where everyone keeps going and obviously fighting for your place every single week. And obviously for us, their goal was outstanding, which is unfortunate, but we managed to get the goal in the end, which was good.
In the context of the group, it keeps first place hopes alive. How big a goal could that turn out to be?
Yeah, that's massive for us. That was the message before the game, strongly reiterated by the coaches. Win the group. Everyone wants to win the group. It's important for the games coming ahead. So, as I say, for us, it's massive.
Well done tonight.
Thank you very much. Nice one.
Cheers.
Well, he's become the first substitute to score for Manchester United in Europe in stoppage time since Solskjaer in '99. An important goal as well, Paul.
Yeah, big groups looking. He's probably not the most obvious person to come off the bench and get you a goal, really, but look, he's done well. It's a really good goal. When you watch it back, his composure, his touch, the way he manipulates the ball and then finishes it through the legs. A good play from Sancho. I thought Sancho was quite lively when he came on. And as I say, the good composure from McTominay. His first touch, it does ricochet, but he takes a really good first touch there, moves the ball to the side, and lovely finish through the legs. And for once, the keeper's beat him.
Yeah, well, that was it, Owen, because all night Manchester United could not get past Francis Azohu. He had the game of his life.
No, he was a wall. I mean, first of all, credit Erik ten Hag, by the way. He made some subs, and they all combined for that goal. Eriksen, Sancho, and McTominay. Great for Scott. You know, he's been playing at that base of that midfield, but he's probably at his best when he's kind of gone box to box. He's got goals in this game as well, but their goalkeeper, honestly, Francis Azohu, had the game of his life. I think his agent will be on the phone there I think they're having a Jerry Maguire moment probably together because he put in an amazing performance.
How impressed were you with the goalkeeper?
Yeah, it was good. I don't think he made saves that you thought was unbelievable and that he probably shouldn't be making. Possibly one from Casemiro where he touched it onto bar, but other than that, I think it was a bit of a mixture of poor finishing as well. See, these are saves. That's middle of the goal. He should make that.
Middle of the goal.
Paul's goal's hard to impress, isn't he?
That's middle of the goal. Look, I think that's a good save. Not a great finish from Mark. I think that was a good
some of
save.
these, didn't you?
That one.
I think he got a little nick him out, but again, that's middle of the goal. He's diving out of the way. Look, he saved almost everything. It'd have been a miracle if they saved that shot from. Look, these. Again, that's a decent save.
That's pretty good.
That's
You're
not
warming
bad.
up to it now, aren't you?
I thought he maybe should have caught that one, I think. The second one's a better one, but I think Marcus might have been offside. Scruffy finish. What's this one? I forgot, but there's so many of them. Again, straight at him, wants to save that. Has to save that one. He has to save all of it. Look, he was great, don't get me wrong. He did really well, but he saved everything he should have saved. That's all he did.
That's really
He is a goalkeeper, don't forget. He is supposed to save the ball, so...
Yeah. I mean, what's quite remarkable, really, with his story is that he isn't Omonia's first-choice goalkeeper, and Neil Lennon talked before the game about the fact that he's also a Manchester United fan, so he would have loved every single second of it out there.
Yeah, his smile on his face at the end of the game. Even the United players would come up to him, probably like... What did you eat? You know, the way that he performed. So for him, that's a huge moment. I think we all have games when he's still only young. I think he's only 23, isn't he?
23, yeah.
So he's relatively young for a goalkeeper, and we all have moments, games which probably change your career. I'm sure that's going to be one for him because everybody now is going to know his name.
Well, there was a smile on his face at the end of the game. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You're probably happy he's made all them saves, and United have won as well. So great night.
Win-win, eh? Oh my gosh! Well, you can't watch that interview without a smile on your face. You can just tell how absolutely delighted he was with his performance and playing at Old Trafford. And, you know, the Europa League sometimes gets a bit of stick, doesn't it, Owen? But it's nights like this where dreams get to come true for some players that you're reminded how special it can be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's such a privilege. You know, he's so excited to come here, and for us, everybody's always working these games, or even the United players. You know, they feel like they want to be in the Champions League. But for him, that's, you know, I promise you, this game will change his career, arguably change his life. So it's amazing to see how happy he was. He felt blessed that he was able to play that well. I mean, he's not even the first choice goalkeeper. You know, he said he prayed that he's going to get the opportunity to play, and he did. And then he goes and plays like that. It's pretty spectacular. I think that's what sport is all about, moments like that.
And it's a reminder, isn't it, of just how special it is to be here at Old Trafford as well.
Yeah, well, I think he sums up there, doesn't he? Perfect. Just looking at his face, that smile, he's so happy to be here, so happy to be playing here. And it's a special place to play, and you know, you don't hear that so much from opposing players and players who play for the club as well. It's a special theatre to come and play football, and look, I'm really chuffed for him, and that smile on his face. He's so happy with his own performance, and again, like I said, I think he's happy United won.
Yeah, an unforgettable night for him on the pitch, but Manchester United had 34 attempts at goal. They completely dominated the match, 80% possession. Why did it take them so long to get past him? Was it a combination of his saves and Omonia's defending, or was it just down to him?
Well, I think Danny asked Erik ten Hag before the game, what do you have to do different than the first game? And Erik ten Hag said, score. And it took him to the last minute. I mean, they had so many chances, Jules, it was crazy. That first touch from Marcus is perfect. He just missed the goal there, but the goalkeeper made a record number of saves. It's a combination of, you know, poor finishing and the goalkeeper having probably the game of his life. But they deserved to win the game without question, United. They flooded the box. Erik ten Hag made changes, and they paid off. But in another game, they probably would have scored 4 or 5 goals, wouldn't they?
They should have done. The first game was the same. I know they got 3 in the first game, but again, first half an hour it should have been 5. And tonight, exactly the same. They're so dominant, and you'd expect them to be dominant against a team from Cyprus. You know, if you've got ambitions of going on to win this competition, you have to really be comfortable in them games, and they've got a little bit lucky really with the way they managed to get one in the end.
How much credit does Erik ten Hag deserve for the substitutes he's made? You mentioned it there, because remember last week in Cyprus, all 3 goals were scored by substitutes. 7 of Manchester United's last 8 goals in all competitions have been scored by players coming off the bench, and that was the case tonight.
Well, he's got his finger on the pulse. He knows when the team's performing and who's not. And I think it was Malacia and Sancho he took off. Obviously, criticised them for the goal that they conceded. And if you're not playing well, he'll take you off. And you make changes and you won't play, and the other lads will play. We said before the game there's probably only, 4 or 5 players that are guaranteed to start. And now he's made changes again. And maybe those lads might play on the weekend. So he's got a big squad. I don't think we said before the game, he hasn't settled on what his best 11 is, because he's got a lot to choose from. But I think he's doing a great job of getting it right and making changes when he needs something.